Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mombi Stafford. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks so much to those who have subscribed. And to those who have not subscribed but you watch my videos, please go subscribe, give me some love and support, and I will be very grateful. Please like, share, keep commenting. I always make sure that I reply to your comments because they keep me really motivated and inspired to do this. I'm apologizing before I do this video because I have been away. I gave myself a little break. I had a little one and she's now 2 years old, and I'm hoping now to be back to it. So welcome back again, and thank you so much for keeping in touch through the comment section. So today I'm going to be talking about my journey into becoming a flight attendant, how it all started from a little girl in class. I would be raising my hand up when the teacher would ask, what would you like to be when you grow up? An air hostess, or in the army. For some reason, I just loved the army uniform and the cabin crew. I always looked forward to be one of those. Decided to tell my dad I would like to go study being an air hostess. And my dad and mom were not convinced, so they decided, oh, why don't you look for something else? I said, okay, I want to join the army. But still, they were like, no, we think you really, this is my dad, I think you really cook very well. You would suit in hospitality. And I was like, oh, well, that's not really what I want to do. I went into college after we had that discussion about getting into hospitality with my dad. And I went to study food productions, cooking in the kitchen, because my dad convinced me that I cook well. Internship, I was able to go departments like housekeeping, front office, and what else is in there? Oh, waitress. I really found I enjoyed mostly the, one-on-one with the guests. I went and worked in the front office, at the switchboard, at the reception, cashier. I really enjoyed it. That was my place. I worked there for like 4 years. So this time that I was working in the hotel, I decided to apply for cabin crew. And I tried to apply in Kenya, like with Kenya Airways. I tried to apply for other different airlines in Kenya. But for some reason, I don't know where my resumes were falling at or they were going to, because I never got a phone call for any interview. I applied for Emirates and I got called for an interview. I think it's an email. Yeah, so my resume went in. I was invited into an interview, which we did the whole day. And then the next day it was 2 people. So 2 and 1. So 2 people had to interview me. And I did that and I was waiting for the phone call. Didn't get it. Then I tried with Qatar. Same thing. The whole day, first interview, it was okay. And then the next day, it was the 2 and 1. I never got that golden phone call. So sometimes I joke around now and say it was probably not the right time or fate, that I was not meant to work for maybe Emirates or Qatar. I never got that chance. It was devastating at the time, but when I look at it, I'm thinking, oh, maybe it was meant to be. So that's where the fate thing comes in. But also, it's either I was not confident enough for the 2 and 1 when they interviewed me, and maybe that just made me not get the job. So either way, whichever way, I'm happy because later on it's come to pass, and I'm very happy with the company I'm working for. And yeah, so I think I'll call it fate. So when I could not get into Emirates or Qatar, and there was no airline that called me for interviews in Kenya, I decided this is it, time to move on, continue with my hospitality, or even open a business. So I ended up opening a little business, a beauty shop that I had in the city in Nairobi. And it was doing okay, but business was like, with business people, it's up and down, up and down. And in that time, during that time, I was online. I joined an online dating site, and that's when I met my husband. We have a story on the channel. Go and watch it, how I met my husband. That's a story, a different story, so I will not talk so much about that. So anyway, met my husband and then moved to Australia. It was very easy for me to get a hospitality job, which I worked for like 6 months. I fell pregnant, and then I was a stay-at-home mom from then. So I was a stay-at-home mom for 5 years. I started thinking, it's either I go back to hospitality or I give the last shot of becoming a flight attendant. And I scrolled around. I saw that Virgin were taking people, and for some reason I was really excited about Virgin because I loved the uniform. In the major requirements there was, do you know how to swim? And I said, no, I don't. And very quickly the automated message came and said, sorry, you're not qualified, you have one major qualification that you don't have. So I went on again and I emailed and I said, yes, I know how to swim. You know, I know it's wrong, but at the same time, that's the only way I could get there. Like, I had to get that interview. So, and I had done some swimming lessons, but I wasn't there was no major reason for me to learn so much to swim. But this time, I just felt the need. I was like, if they take me, if they call me for an interview, I'm going. I'm with all my determination, and I'll put some confidence in there. I don't know where it's going to come from. I have 2 little kids, but I'll do anything to make sure that I can swim. I got a response, and it said, we have got your resume. We're really wanting to invite you to the next round of interview, which is an elevator pitch. One day I'll talk what is an elevator pitch. And then I had to do that video. It was like 60 seconds. And then after that, I was invited into the interview, like one-on-one interview. And that's the time I told my husband, no, after the elevator pitch, that's when my husband was like, get into the pool. That's what we did. So I got a babysitter who would look after the kids. I started going to learn how to swim. There were so many tears because I felt like I was unable to deal with my phobia. My swimming water phobia was so big with me. I always kept playing those, if you play with water, you're gonna drown. If you play with water, you're gonna drown. So to beat that and get into swimming, but thank goodness I got a great lady who taught me how to swim, like baby steps all the way, got there. So by the time I was being called for the one-on-one interview, I was really pretty much a confident swimmer. I really thank my kids because I remember when they were very little, they would be running around the pool and like, Mommy, you can do this, you can do this. And they gave me that drive to just want to do it and prove to them that you can actually do anything, even when you're older. My kids were the source of confidence, drive, determination. Everything came from those 2 girls. They did everything to get me swimming. After I learned how to swim, I was invited for an interview. I remember going there and thinking, oh my goodness, swimming was one thing. The other thing is that nobody looks like me here. When I say nobody looks like me, there's different, types of people, skin color and people, I remember having chats with everyone. I don't remember anyone being a stay-at-home mom, which I was like very well saying, I'm a stay-at-home mom. And some other people were like, I was working for this airline, I was working for this airline, I've just come from being a receptionist, and so a little bit intimidated. So I was a little, kept to myself. We were called in. I remember seeing a lady who nearly looked like me. Like she was brown like me, and I remember thinking, ooh, or if not brown, whatever you call that color, if it's black. She was black, but she was not from Africa, but she was from somewhere else. And I remember thinking, if they've taken this lady, I love this airline. If they've taken this lady, there is so much possibility that they could take me as well. We went into the one-on-one interviews. I did it. I remember it was on my eldest daughter's birthday. So after that, my husband picked me up and we went to celebrate. I've done the interview on her birthday, but I was like, heavens, please just make sure I get this job. How am I ever gonna tell my daughter that I went into an interview and failed on her birthday? She was still young, like not to get it, but she was like, you will get that job, mama. You get that job. I remember. So sweet. Fast forward 3 weeks later, I got a phone call. Oh my goodness. When you see that phone call, if you have interviewed with an airline, if you see a phone call, it's good news. It's good news, guys. If you don't see a phone call, then you get the email, which most likely it's telling you, next time, babe. Anyway, I saw a phone call and I knew this number. For some reason, I could tell. I was like, it's 3 weeks today. It was on a Monday morning. And I remember saying, hello, and telling my kids, shh. No, one was in school. Then the other one was like, mommy's gonna pick this. So anyway, I took the phone call. Hi. Hello, is that Caroline? Yes, speaking, because Caroline is my first name. I use Mombi, but that time, Caroline, because that's my first name. Hi, Caroline. I just called you this is my so-and-so from Virgin Australia. My goodness. As soon as I had Virgin Australia, guys, I could not speak anymore. I was like, I cried so much. Like happy cry. I was so touched. Like I could not believe it. Like I have gone left and right to try and become a flight attendant. It's happening as I'm a mom of 2 and in another country. I could not believe it. I was like, yeah. And they thought I was really upset. And she said, this is good news. It's not bad news. I was like, I know. And that's what you'll never know, and she said, I think I'll just give you a little bit of moment and then I'll ring you back. But congratulations, that's what she said. I'll never forget those words. So put the phone down and I'm like, sobbing. My 3-year-old, then she has no idea what's going on with mommy, sobbing. And then I called my husband and I said, guess what, babe? I got the job. He was so excited for me. I will never forget that whole thing during that time because it was very, very special moment for us. Ross knows how much I wanted this job. And we did so much, like I couldn't, sleepless nights. I had little kids and still sleepless nights just going through the questions to be asked during the interviews, like back and forth with my sister who was in customer service as well. She would ask me questions. Like I worked so hard, guys. I worked so hard swimming. Learning how to swim when you're 32 years old is no joke at all. Best to let the kids learn how to swim when they are little. This one I will say now, I'll say forever, just let those kids learn how to swim when they are little, because when you try, and I know most of you who are older and learning how to swim, you can attest to this, it's so hard. It's something like, I think because you're so aware. Then this lady called again, and now this time I could speak. I was like, this means so much to me. Thank you so much. I was just thanking her and she was saying, no, you did your job. You did very well. You did your interviews. It's you. It's on you. It should be congratulations to you. We went into ground school after a few months. We waited in the talent pool. I remember when I walked in there, it was on the 7th of November 2017. And the next day was my birthday. I was like there like, shy and not knowing what to do. I know that what is ahead of me, it's going to be really tough with studies and stuff. Thank goodness for my mom. She came all the way from Kenya to come and support us. And then my husband quit his job during that time. I was struggling a little bit. It was just too much, full-on studies. And you have exams and stuff. So he quit his job away and came and found a job here so that he could come home every night. It was team effort, like really lovely people that I met there who supported me, who were teaching us, and my colleagues that we were doing it. So it was 4 weeks of intense studies. And then after the studies, we graduated. My mom was there. That was very special and emotional as well, because it was like, wow, I finally did it. And I remember my mom saying, this is the right time. You've got a family. You've got, now the job that you always hoped for. So there's nothing stopping you from being the best version you can when it comes to work. I'm here to support you. So I've been a flight attendant since 2017, so 6 years. So 2 of those years I was on maternity leave, but the 4 years I worked, and I'm back to it since November last year. I have been enjoying. I love being able to care for people, like when I take them to their destinations and seeing them light up, or when we are on the other side, we bring people home and you see the kids, especially the fly in, fly out people who work away, like my husband, and then they come, they join their families, they're so happy. It's so rewarding. It does something for me. And obviously, more than that, there's so many other good perks, like traveling incentives. I love planes. I love our red uniform. Oh, there's something about that uniform. It just gives me I just feel so confident walking in it. And I'm like, I work for Virgin Australia. So good. I love planes so much. I take my kids sometimes, we go and just watch them as they take off and land. I never get sick of it. I will be sharing lots of that and landing, because I'm always taking videos and just keep them to myself. But I think I need to share so that we can get more and more people come and join us, so that we can make the world happy going into different destinations. So that's my story about how I became a flight attendant. I will want you, please, 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 write any questions, any topics you want me to talk about. I'm more than happy. My production team, shout out to my 2 girls. They are my production team there behind the scenes. Thank you so, so much for watching all the way to the end. And yeah, let me know your thoughts, your wisdom, your advice, suggestions, so that we can grow together and support me. Thank you so much. I'll see you on the next one. See you.